Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I am your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can find us on the Facebook group. Find me personally, Slim Dayspring12 on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, always comment below and share your thoughts on all things geek. Well, guys, today I'm going to be talking about the Mandalorian and Grogu newest trailer that just came out this morning. The newest Star Wars movie, first Star Wars movie in 7 years, actually, is coming out in May. And we just got probably a first full trailer, I would say. The last trailer was kind of a teaser trailer, but we got a full trailer that just dropped for it. And I got a few disclaimers before I talk about it, to be honest. So first off, of course, this is probably the safest movie Star Wars and Lucasfilm could come out with right now. Now, that being said, safe doesn't always actually mean good. Going back to 2017, when The Last Jedi pretty much divided the fan base and has been fractured ever since, The Mandalorian is probably the only thing that has got a majority of Star Wars fans united in saying, yeah, we like this. At least the first 2 seasons. The third season, of course, not that great. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. But The Mandalorian was probably one of the few things in the last decade that Star Wars fans, in majority-wise, can say they like. So I understand why they're putting this film out. I don't think it's the best idea, honestly, mainly because you're making a movie from a TV show. Even though, it's Star Wars, it's popular, you run the risk of, number one, getting people off their couches and into the theaters for a TV show, essentially. But also, if you want to actually make any money, you have to get the people that didn't watch the Mandalorian show to watch this movie as well, which means you have to make it accessible. So that can be a tough trick as well. It's Star Wars. You can't just count on the brand name to bring people in. It will bring people in, but you have to make a good movie, which means making it accessible and entertaining for everybody in order to make it successful. The other disclaimer I have before I jump into the actual trailer is kind of the timing of it. So over a week ago, the Super Bowl, we got a spot for the Mandalorian and Grogu where they were paying homage to the old Budweiser commercial with the horses going through the snow and stuff like that. And before this, we hadn't really gotten anything as far as Mandalorian and Grogu story, I guess, what would you say? Because we got that teaser trailer that showed us images, but we didn't get to know what this movie was going to be about. We know it's Mando and Grogu post season 3 of The Mandalorian, but what are they doing in this movie? We still didn't know. Lucasfilm and Disney decided to put out a trailer or put out a commercial during the Super Bowl where they paid millions of dollars in advertising dollars for this. And it was a waste. I'm not going to say it was a complete waste. I'm one of those people, some people are like, oh, you just got to, take it, lighthearted and it was fun. And I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't what that movie needed right now. And if you would have played that, a couple months from now, closer to when the movie was coming out, when we knew more about the movie, I think that would have been playing it safe. But since we don't know what this movie was about at that time, I think it was a waste. I mean, honestly, this trailer comes out a week after that. And yesterday we got the teaser for the trailer saying that it was going to come out. And what do we get in that teaser? What did they put in that thing to get people excited? They showed us X-Wings, R2-D2, Stormtroopers, Star Wars things, okay? How hard would it have been to take in that 15 to 30 second teaser they showed us yesterday to set up the trailer for today to actually put that in the Super Bowl, okay? And then at the end say, trailer online now. I think that would have been a much better advertising because you would have gotten all those people watching the Super Bowl. They would have seen the X-Wings, R2-D2, Stormtroopers, Star Wars things that gets them excited and gets them excited to go online and check out this trailer. I think it would have been a better use of their money. And I think that just kind of flubbed everything. And the fact that it was only a week later that they put this trailer out, a little ridiculous to me. Some are saying that they're putting this trailer out so quickly after the Super Bowl because of the response of the Super Bowl commercial. I don't know about that. All I know is what they've done in the last 2 days, they should have done a week ago. Okay, so as far as diving into the actual trailer, Mandalorian and Grogu, I think I'm not alone in saying I'm not really excited for this movie. Again, it is the safe play, but after the third season of Mandalorian, people are kind of down on Mando. If this movie would have came out after season 2, I think there would have been a lot more hype for it. But because season 3 wasn't as good a quality as the first 2 seasons, and especially with the current status of Star Wars, it's kind of down there. It's, again, like I said, it's the safe play, and people don't want same old safe anymore. We want something new, which is why I think a lot of people are looking forward to Starfighter coming out next year, because it is going to be, we feel that it's going to be something new and different. And I think how people react to that is going to tell you a lot about what the future of Star Wars is going to be. Now, the job of a trailer is to get you more excited, get you more enticed to go see a movie. And honestly, this trailer did it for me just a little bit. Again, I said I wasn't totally excited for Mandalorian and Grogu, but I am a little bit more excited now. When I saw this trailer, especially by the end of it, I watched it a couple times, and by the end of it, I could feel the sense of adventure. I could feel that we're going to go on an adventure with the Mandalorian and Grogu throughout the galaxy, and that's what Star Wars is: adventure, fantasy, adventure. That's what it's good at, and I think when you get that, it can be a really good Star Wars movie. I'm still not super excited the fact that it's Mandalorian and Grogu, mainly because I have issues with Grogu, but I don't want to go into that too much right now. Needless to say, I think he should have been out of the franchise, or at least put it to the side for a while. But that's something, like I said, I'm not going to get into. Again, adventure. This is what I felt when I watched this trailer. We saw some familiar characters. There's that one bounty hunter that I know from the Clone Wars. What's his name? Is it Enzo? He's like the frisbee head is what it is. I remember when I saw him in the trailer, I'm like, hey, that's the bounty hunter from Clone Wars, right? And then, of course, you have Zeb from Star Wars Rebels. I'm a big Star Wars Rebels fan, so I was excited to see Zeb in there. I think he's going to play, I don't know, a big part, but a good part in the movie. We saw him cameo in season 3 of Mandalorian. I'm glad he's going to be back. I'm glad that Steve Bloom, who does the voice of him or for him in Star Wars Rebels, is coming back to do his voice. I'm excited for the voice actor to get more work. I think that'll be good. Whether we get more Star Wars Rebels characters to cameo, like Hera or Ezra, I don't know, because I'm not quite sure, again, where this falls. I know we have the whole era where you have the Mandalorian, and that spun off the Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka, but I'm not sure where this falls. As far as we know, it's past Book of Boba Fett, but I don't know how Ahsoka plays into it and where that takes place in the timeline. There were all those rumors before they were going to get, Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Mando to be in this one big movie that Dave Filoni was going to direct. Honestly, I don't think that's happening anymore, given the reception of the Book of Boba Fett, of Ahsoka, how Mandalorian's looking right now. Maybe that could happen on Disney Plus still, but I don't think we're going to get that. Oh, and Skeleton Crew. I think they mentioned Skeleton Crew because that takes place around the same time frame as well. We don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up for that one. I think, especially with the changing of the guard, Kathleen Kennedy on her way out, I think we're going to start. Excuse me. I think Starfighter is going to be the beginning of kind of a new era. Star Wars, at least I hope it will be, in which, for starters, we need to get kind of more unified storytelling, much like, Kevin Feige had a grand plan for the MCU, and James Gunn says he has a grand plan for the DCU. I think we need to get a grand plan for Star Wars. I'm not saying every movie has to connect, but, say what I believe, Kevin Feige and James Gunn have are kind of ideas of what they want to do as a whole, and then they bring in the filmmakers that have the best pitch for that idea to do it. And I think that'd be a great way to do it is, plus don't get derailed by speed bumps. I mean, The Last Jedi, I'll say it. It totally split the fan base and has been fractured ever since. It's not like back in the day when the prequels came out and majority of the fans knew that they weren't great. They weren't great movies, of course. The Last Jedi came out and you literally have half the people like it and half the people didn't like it. And then nobody liked The Rise of Skywalker because they saw that half the fans didn't like The Last Jedi. So they tried to overcorrect. And then nobody liked The Rise of Skywalker. Don't get me wrong. It's my 13-year-old daughter's favorite Star Wars movie, but she's 13 and we'll not dive into that can of worms to go. But it divided the fans. And right now, I think what Lucasfilm is looking for is unifying them. And again, going back to The Mandalorian was one of those things that's come out since then that a majority of the fans have liked. So if they can get them to unite for this movie again and begin to bring them all back together to love something. That's what I like when I go to Star Wars Celebration is, yes, you see all the bickering and yelling at each other online on Twitter and stuff like that. And you go to Star Wars Celebration and you might like different things about Star Wars, but still you all love Star Wars and you can all find something good, even in something bad, much like how Luke knew that there was still good in his father. We as Star Wars fans can still find good in all of it. So that's what I'm hoping Mandalorian can do. So again, I don't have really high hopes for this movie. Really, if I can come out and enjoy it and kind of just all unilaterally say, hey, this was pretty good, I think that's the best Lucasfilm and Disney can hope for at this point. And then, like I said, we'll see how Starfighter goes. We'll see how the future of Star Wars goes. I mean, that's the whole, topic that I don't want to dive into again. Yes, there's a lot today I don't want to dive into because it's Star Wars. And once I go down a rabbit hole of Star Wars, I won't ever shut up about it. And I'm trying to keep this as brief as I can. So to summarize, the new Mando trailer, did I enjoy it? It was okay. Did it get me a little more excited to go see the movie? Yeah, it did. But I still want to see more of the story. I get that, looks like Mando is going to be hunting down people for the New Alliance, the Republic, whatever. But I want to know more. I think we're going to get another trailer, of course, out before the movie arrives. But that's kind of how my feelings are, guys. What did you think of this new trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu? Fire back below on the YouTube comments. Of course, hit us up on the Facebook group. And you can find me personally, Slim Dayspring 12 on Twitter and Instagram. That's it for me today, guys. Until next time, may the Force be with us all.